This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. When you kind of look back at kind of some of the sloppy execution in terms of the fumble, and obviously there were some rain and wind involved, I guess just how much did that play a role in some of the execution or lack of it? And do you think that you were maybe prepared for that?
Yeah, it played somewhat of a role, but at the end of the game, you got to go out there and you got to go and execute the plays, regardless of the conditions, regardless of what it is, and that we just didn't do enough of.
David Lang.
Tua, there are going to be a lot of people questioning right now if you are the quarterback who could put the Dolphins over the hump and take them to the playoffs. Why are people wrong to doubt you moving forward?
Well, I think people have their own opinions. I've heard this the entire time I've been here. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I can control what I can control, and that's to be the best version of myself for this team. I mean, we got to move on to the next game at this point. We'll look at the mistakes that we've made, make some corrections, and move on.
Mike?
Tua, you mentioned the mistakes. I just want to ask you, because this week, as you always say, the coaches put a game plan in place, prepare you the best way possible. Leading up to this, things that worked did not work today. I know you have to watch film, but just if you had to summarize some of it, was it a miscue or mistakes out there overall by the offense?
Yeah, I mean, if one person doesn't do what they need to do, then it pretty much screws up the play. Whether it's me making a certain throw, the running backs running and finding the right lane, or the line blocking a certain way, the receivers routes, everything matters and little things matter. So, it's just poor execution on our part.
Thank you, Tua.
David?
Hey, Tua, a key play when you guys, when the game was still close, you guys drove into field goal range, and then a third down sack kind of pushed you back, and then long field goal came up just short. Can you take us through what broke down on that play?
Yeah, can't take the sack. Obviously, I try to step up and fire it into Jalen, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So that's what happened. Couldn't execute that. Yeah.
Joe?
Tua, I was also going to ask you about that play. Instead, I'll ask you a more general question. How would you describe the emotions for yourself and for your teammates?
Well, it's never a good feeling losing. There's been about 7 games where we've been able to pull out and string some wins. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough coming on the road. You lose. It's never a good feeling. So it's just back to the way we got to do things and move on to next week.
Thanks.
Marcel?
Hey, Tua, specifically over the last 3 weeks, have you noticed any sort of difference in how defenses are playing you guys? Have they been figuring this offense out a little bit, or just maybe making a couple tweaks here and there, or what's been the difference that you've seen?
Well, I think they really run what they do well. There's really not much game planned unless it's third down. They'll bring some pressure here and there on normal down and distances, but other than that, they stick to what they do and what they do really well, and they just go out there and execute. And we try to stick to what we do and try to execute, but obviously that wasn't the case today.
And to just follow up, do you feel like they've been, starting with that Jets game, do you feel like teams have been any more ready for this quick passing game, this kind of rhythm and timing passing game that you guys like to do on offense?
I mean, I'm not too sure, as far as how they prepare for us. So, I think a lot of the teams that we've been playing, here within these last couple of weeks, I mean, they're really good teams. They got veteran guys out there, and their communication is at an all-time. So, we just got to do a better job of executing.
Rockus and Dave Hyde. Yanni?
Tua, is there a level on comfort playing from behind? Because over this winning streak, you've been ahead for the most part.
No. It's football. You gotta not worry about the score. You just keep your head down and you keep fighting, and you try to string some good plays together to get some points on the board.
Final question, Dave?
Yeah, unmuted now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Tua, your first pass was a deep pass, second play was a pass. Was that just stuff you saw, or was the game plan to come out attacking this defense, strong defensive line, obviously? And what were you guys trying to do offensively today?
Yeah, offensively, we wanted to try and push the ball downfield, get into some of the areas that we felt were going to be voided with the play action game. We wanted to try to stay ahead of the sticks, be in manageable third downs, but that wasn't the case with our first 3 series. We were 3rd and 9, I think 3rd and 10, and maybe another 3rd and 10. But yeah, you can't go out there and not be able to execute on the road against a good team, and expect the outcome to be good. So it just needs to be better execution from us.
This is the Big O Show.